Hi, in the previous lesson we talked about Korean consonants, and today I'll teach you 10 basic Korean vowels. And if you don't remember what vowel is, here is the example of vowels in English. In the English language, the letters you see over here, colored in red, are called vowels. Here are 10 basic vowels in the Korean language. I divided them into two groups. This trick is gonna help you to learn them faster because, as you can see, the only difference between vowels in this group and in this is the letter Y, which is pronounced as Y. So A, Ya, O, Yo, and so on. Let's talk about each of these letters in more details. Here's the first letter, A, and it represents a combination of two strokes, one vertical stroke which you start drawing first, and the second stroke is a short horizontal one. As mentioned in the previous lesson, whenever you see a vertical stroke, you start drawing it from the top to bottom. And when you see a horizontal stroke, draw it from the left to the right. Okay, so this letter is A, and it sounds like the letter A in the English word father. A. The next letter is Ya, and the only difference between A and Ya is this extra horizontal stroke over here. So you start drawing it from the vertical stroke again, 1, 2, and 3. The next letter is O. It looks like a reversed letter A. Start drawing it from this little horizontal stroke, not vertical stroke, okay? Because I have seen that often foreigners start writing this letter from the vertical stroke and then they write the horizontal stroke. If you do so, at the end of the day, your letter O is gonna look like a plus sign, which is not readable and kinda ugly. So follow the rule, okay? Horizontal stroke first and then vertical stroke in case of letter O. When you write the letter A, you draw the vertical stroke first and then the horizontal stroke. And this O sounds like letter I in the English word bird. The next letter is Yo, and it looks almost the same as O, but the only difference is this extra horizontal stroke over here. So you draw this short horizontal stroke first, then draw the second horizontal stroke, and draw the vertical stroke. The next letter is O. It is often get confused with this letter because they kind of sound similar. Especially when you start learning Korean, you hardly can hear the difference between these two letters. So this O sounds like letter A in the English word bowl. And here's the rule how to write the letter. Start with the vertical stroke first and then draw the horizontal stroke. Next letter is Yo. Again, it looks like O. You just add an extra vertical stroke over here. First you draw 2 vertical strokes and then 1 horizontal stroke on the bottom. The next letter is U. It looks like a reversed version of O, but a little bit different. As you can see, this vertical stroke here is a bit longer. And at this time, you start drawing the letter with the horizontal stroke first and then draw the vertical stroke, okay? This letter U sounds like double O in the English word school. And the next letter is U. Add the extra vertical stroke to the letter U and you will get the letter U. The next letter is U, and this sounds like letter E in the word broken. And finally, the last basic vowel is E. It's quite easy to remember. It sounds like the letter I in the word big. Okay, let's do a quick recap before we practice a little bit. So this letter is A, Ya, O, Yo, O, Yo, U, Yu, U, I. A, Ya, O, Yo, O, Yo, U, Yu, U, I. Now it's your turn to practice. We will combine a consonant which we learned in the previous lesson with vowels to get a syllable. Can you guess how to read it? It's ka. And this is how we got the syllable. We added a to the consonant k and we got ka. And if you are not familiar with the consonants, check out the previous lesson. And how would you read this? Pause the video and try to solve it on your own. It's a good opportunity for you to practice. So this one is na. As you remember, this consonant is n and this one is a. So you combine these two and get a sound na. The next one is, pause the video again and try to solve for yourself. This is ki. The double consonant k and e, ki. The next syllable is do. The next one is sha. You may wonder why it's sha but not sa, because as we learned in the previous lesson, this consonant may sound as s or sh. So, depending on what kind of vowel goes after it, you pronounce it as s or sh. As mentioned earlier in this lesson, I divided 10 vowels into 2 groups. If you use a vowel from the first group, which is a, o, u, then this letter should be pronounced as s. So sa, so, su, s. But if you combine it with the vowels from the second group, like ya, yo, yu, i, then you should pronounce this letter as sh. Sha, sho, shu, shi. Okay? And this is how you got this syllable. The next one is cho. Next is, do you remember this consonant? It looks like the first letter in the Korean alphabet, k, but with the extra horizontal stroke over here. It also sounds similar to k. So this is ki, not ki, but ki, okay? And the next syllable is quite easy. It looks like mouth. This letter is ma, ma. To. This is 뼈, double consonant, p and 여, 뼈. And the last one is 차. 차 is a car or tea in Korean. So that's all for today. Let's take a look at the key points. There are 21 vowels in the Korean language. We have just covered 10 basic vowels, and in the next lesson we will learn 11 double vowels. And again, I have already explained this in the previous lesson, but if you're new to this channel, here's the rule. You should draw horizontal strokes from the left to the right and vertical strokes from the top to the bottom. Okay? And there are no upper or lowercase letters in the Korean language. All letters have the same size. So you have done a great job. Go practice a little bit before watching the next lesson. And also, don't forget to check out the homework in the description box below. Okay, that's enough for today. See you next time.